Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Copy Corner with your host. I'm Terry Schilling.
And I'm Dan Marzullo.
Yes, hello, everyone. This is our little corner of the internet where we like to talk about copywriting and content writing tips to help you become a better writer and better marketer for your business or for your employer. Now, anyone interested in becoming a better copywriter, this is the podcast for you because we deliver actionable and practical tips the way that they should be in 10 minutes or less. We have a countdown on ourselves. If we see the clock approaching 10 minutes, we wrap it up so we don't lie, because that's our brand right now at the Copy Corner. But Dan, we have a fun episode today, something that we've done in one of our very first episodes, but we thought we'd update it a little bit. We want to talk about the best books and add a little bit the best newsletters for copywriters.
Absolutely, Terry. And we're giving a little bit some different answers here too today to kind of refresh and more resources for those that saw the first one.
Yeah, exactly. So, a big thing, newsletters are I feel like they're coming back. People, I know they like to have a clean inbox, but I think more people are taking newsletters a little bit seriously to get some, quick tips in their, email and their daily routine. From a marketing copywriting standpoint. So that's why we want to share a couple. And then we're going to talk about some writing and marketing books for you as well. So help you become a better writer and also become just a better business owner as well. But Dan, let's start with newsletters, and I'll have you discuss a couple of your favorites.
Yeah, sounds good, Terry. So I would say, the first one that comes to my mind is Kaylee Moore's A Cup of Copy, right? That's a pretty good one. Been on that for a few years now, honestly. So still going strong, and she's always dropping really good copywriting tips and giving some other kind of business and personal updates. So really good value there. She doesn't blow up your inbox every day, so you're not gonna be clicking the trash button all day long or anything like that. So definitely check out hers. Great value for copywriters. And then my second one, and this is newer, I came across this more recently. Cole Schaefer, he's a freelance copywriter. He runs Honey Copy, and his is awesome because his writing style is like super inspiring to me because it's very edgy and creative and super engaging. Like you always read every word that he says. So, and really good copywriting tips. Obviously, he's got some other kind of outside of the box methods and tips. So it's always good to get some multiple points of view. And so check out both of those. What are your two newsletters, Terry?
Yeah, I just want to quickly add, both of them are great choices. I subscribe to both. And you brought me on to Honey Copy because you really admired a landing page that Cole Schaefer had. And his emails don't disappoint either. Like he has a nice welcome sequence. And when you say edgy, like it is just like in your face, like he swears a little bit, but it just feels like, you're having a human conversation with him, and it feels like you can meet with Cole and have a beer with him, which I think is, one thing that you definitely want, right? And we have a comment here, Dan. Look at this, Nathan watching on LinkedIn, +1 for Kaylee and Cole. So awesome. It's both of them are Nathan approved, man. Thank you so much for watching and commenting with us. And to people listening on the podcast, we do the episodes, we do them live on LinkedIn and YouTube every Monday. Roughly about 10:45 a.m. Central Time. So if you want to come and hang out with us and ask questions or comment like Nathan just did, please feel free. So Nathan, thank you, man. My two newsletters, I'll go with a tried and true one, very good copy from Eddie Schlaner. And he just does micro interviews with other entrepreneurs and copywriters. He's really evolving his business, and just the copywriting tips, the storytelling, and just how, quick they are and how he gets you to read the next line. I think even just how he lays out his newsletter, you can take a lot from yourself, not just from the tips, not just from digesting the information inside, but just how he approaches it in the way that he writes. I think it makes it easy to read, easy to follow. And, his list is huge, and he has a great following on LinkedIn. He's really good at creating content, and he knows his stuff. He's been a copywriter for some big publications online, and, just a lot of great information to help you feel more confident in your writing. So definitely check out very good copy. And then my other one is marketing examples from Harry. It's just like, or it's really like Harry from Marketing Examples is what you'll see in the subject line all the time. But his is great. And I came across Harry on Twitter, and he basically just like does a big Twitter thread, and his emails are the same way, where he just literally gives you marketing examples. It's like how we started with this and now we changed it to this, and here's how we updated it and why it's more effective. And I think that's just something that I'm learning to do more with my content too online, is just not just preach theories, but give people examples of how they can see them and use them in their own copy. And that was really inspired from marketing examples, more of what I'm trying to do, because I just think it's way more effective. And he's been growing his list for a while. One of his first emails talks about how he grew the list to so much. I think that's very insightful for business owners and marketers and copywriters out there. So highly recommend subscribing to both of those newsletters.
Awesome. Good examples, Terry. All good resources.
Good examples. I like what you did there. All right. Now let's get to some books. So like we said, we're going to do some writing and some marketing books. We'll do like a little snake draft here, Dan. So I'll start again, and then we'll come back to you. So I'll do the newsletters. We'll do the books. I'll start with some writing books. First one I'll mention briefly. A lot of copywriters may have heard about this one, but in case you haven't, the Copywriting Handbook from Adweek from Joseph Sugarman, advertising legend. Highly recommend that book. He goes through a handful of psychological triggers. He breaks down, effective copywriting, like what it means. And one of the biggest takeaways you get is the goal of good copy is to get people to read the next line and to spend their hard-earned money. I feel like when you remember that foundation, I think that's when you can easily absorb different formulas and get people to read that next line and motivate people to buy. So definitely check out the Copywriter's Handbook from Joseph Sugarman. Another one, Words That Work by Frank Lutz. And when I read this book, Dan, I didn't know who Frank Lutz truly was. He's a very polarizing political pollster. But his book, Words That Work, it's not what you say, it's what people hear, was very insightful and helped me, a lot of the foundation of writing that I do, and the research with knowing your audience and what you're saying and how to, change around different words. Like he talks about use aspirational language, use, fear of missing out. And he goes through some, psychological factors as well. And I just find it a fascinating read. So Words That Work by Frank Lutz. If you want to become a better writer for your business, I highly recommend getting that on Amazon or your library or what have you.
That's awesome, Terry. You'll have to check some of those out for sure.
Yeah. What do you got, Dan?
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of take the other side of the coin for this one. Instead of books that, are going to teach you to be a better writer, I think these are going to be more business books to be a better business owner. Yeah. So I think that's equally, if not to me personally, more important than the writing itself, because if you don't have any clients to write for, it doesn't matter how good of a writer you are, right? So,
exactly.
So for me, I think the three that I'm going to name today, that probably the best three books I've read in the last couple years, and they're not new. They're classics that most of you guys have probably heard of, but if you haven't carved out the time to read them yet, do it. Number one, Built to Sell. My second one would be The E-Myth. And then the third one would be The 7-Day Startup. And all of these three are kind of built around the exact same idea of like streamlining and productizing your offering and what you do. And I think that's so important for copywriters, because if you're a freelance copywriter, right, you're typically managing everything. So you're doing all this client work and getting bogged down. So if you can take some of these strategies from these three books and free up some of your time, it's going to allow you to focus more on the writing and the work that you're doing for clients and pumping out better quality stuff, because you have your business and your all that stuff in order. So those are going to be my three today. Highly influential, helped me tremendously.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, definitely as a copywriter, freshen up on your business and your sales and marketing. Be good at the craft, of course, but if you want to become a renowned and successful writer for whether an employer or for yourself, definitely look at those books for some personal and professional development. Love those recommendations, Dan. Again, we got the timer here. We're approaching the 10-minute mark, Dan. So we'll wrap it up. I think this was a great episode. It's a completely biased opinion, but again, we approve it. A lot of good research for everybody out there. We're excited to see what people share with us as well, what you've been reading and subscribing to. But guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of The Copy Corner. We got some fun ones to wrap up the year. Go ahead, subscribe, review, all that jazz. We love hearing from you. We'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.